Assalamu alaikum. Myself Anmol Islam and my roll number is 111. Today the topic of my presentation is legal framework governing arbitration in India and Pakistan. So first of all I discuss with you introduction. The legal framework governing arbitration in India and Pakistan serve as the cornerstone for resolving dispute through the arbitration within each country. In India, Arbitration and the Conciliation Act 1996 offers a comprehensive and the structured framework for both domestic and international arbitration. Meanwhile, Pakistan relies on the Arbitration Act 1940 for its arbitration framework. These legal foundations underpin the use of arbitration as an efficient means of dispute resolution in the two nations. If I am talking about its definition, so according to the ADR Act 2017, Section 2, subsection C, arbitration means a process in which parties submit a dispute to the decision to the neutral person or a person appointed by the mutual consent or statutory or under the contractual provision. So if one person has a neutral, so it is called the arbitrator, and more than one called the arbitral panel. Its decision is binding in nature, so it is called the arbitral award. It is very important because of its faster resolution means proceedings are typically completed in very short time frame, about 6 to 12 months. It is cost effective, enforceability of arbitral award, flexibility, and also preserve the relationships. So the main focus on arbitration in India. Arbitration and the Conciliation Act 1996 is the principal legislation governing arbitration in India. It provides a very comprehensive framework for domestic, international arbitration as well as the enforcement of the foreign arbitral award. So, this act has been amended in recent years. The first amendment takes place in 2015. One of the key reform was the introduction of the time limit for the completion of the arbitration proceeding. Arbitration proceedings must generally be completed within 12 months from the date of the tribunal constitution. The parties may extend the time by another 6 months, but it must be the mutual agreement. So, the 2015 amendment, especially Section 5, emphasized that court should refrain from interfering in matters that fall under the purview of arbitration unless it is explicitly required, but the court now focus primarily on enforcing the arbitral award and ensuring that arbitration agreements are upheld. The second amendment takes place in the 2019. In this amendment, the creation of the ACI means the Arbitration Council of the India to promote and monitor the arbitration in India with a specific focus on setting up norms, standards for the arbitrator and the arbitral institution. So the third amendment takes place in 2021. In this amendment, a provision to introduce the fast track arbitration proceedings, especially for the smaller, less complex dispute, aimed at the reducing the time taken for the resolution. And the second point is enforcement of the foreign award. And the third one is international convention. India is a signatory to the United Nations Convention on the recognition and the enforcement of the foreign arbitral award, New York Convention, and the Convention on the execution of arbitral award known as the Geneva Convention. These conventions facilitate the recognition and the enforcement of the foreign arbitral award in the India. Second thing is the arbitration in India concerning institutions. So, India has several prominent arbitration institutions, including the Indian Council of Arbitration (ICA), the International Center for the Alternative Dispute Resolution (ICADR), and the Mumbai Center for International Arbitration (MCIA). And the last one is Delhi International Arbitration Center (DIAC). These institutions play a vital role in administrating the arbitration proceedings, and court also play a very important role. Indian court have played a significant role in shaping the arbitration landscape through the judicial decisions. The courts have provided guidance on various aspects of arbitration law, including the enforcement of the arbitration agreement and the award. So the government of the India has made it clear that it wants to be position India as a hub for international arbitration with the growing number of the cross-border dispute. But the 2019-2021 reforms have made the arbitration framework more attractive for the foreign investors and the multinational corporation. So the second part of this presentation is about the arbitration in Pakistan. So the Arbitration Act 1990, 1940, uh, primary legislation governing the arbitration. This act covers the both domestic international arbitration. However, it has been criticized for being outdated and less aligned with modern international arbitration standards. So, Pakistan is also the signatory to the New York Convention, which facilitates the enforcement of the foreign arbitral awards in Pakistan. This provides a level for international recognition and the enforceability to the arbitration awards. And the second point in relating to the Pakistan, that the concerning institutions relating to the arbitration. So first one is the Investment and the Commercial Arbitration, CIACA, and the second one is the Lahore Center for the International Arbitration. Third one is the National Center for the Dispute Resolution. Fourth one is the Karachi Center for the Dispute Resolution. Fifth one is the Lahore Chamber of the Commerce and Industry ADR Center. And the last one is the Punjab Alternate Dispute Resolution Center. So, Pakistan has been considering reforms in its arbitration framework to align it more with international standards, to replace the outdated Arbitration Act 1940 with a more modern and arbitration friendly Arbitration Act 1940. Number 1 is the heavy judicial intervention during and after the arbitration proceedings. Second one is no proper framework for international commercial arbitration, and the third one is outdated procedural rules causing delays and inefficiencies, and the last one is difficulties in enforcing the foreign arbitral awards. So in this way some recent reforms takes place. Number 1 is the Recognition and Enforcement Act 2011 to implement the New York Convention in Pakistan, and the second one is the Arbitration Act 2011 to enforce Pakistan's obligations under the ICSID Convention. So this is also known as the International Center for the Settlement of the Investment Dispute. This reform allowed the enforcement of the ICSID awards against Pakistan or Pakistani companies, and also reduce delays in recognizing the investment arbitration awards. Now I am talking about the differences between arbitration in India and Pakistan. Number 1 is in India 1996 6 Act that is modernized, but in Pakistan 1940 Act that is colonial. The second point is the amendments, regular updates about the amendments in Pakistan. Third one is the judicial support in the India, but it is moderate and improving in Pakistan. And the last one is institutions. Institutions play stronger a role in India. In Pakistan, they are in the developing stage. The last part of this presentation is about the case law in India is Bharat Aluminium Corporation versus Kesar Aluminium Technical Services Incorporation 2012. Is the issue is clarified the scope of Indian courts jurisdiction in relation to international commercial arbitration. It addressed whether the courts in India could intervene in arbitration proceedings held outside the India. So the decision of the Supreme Court of India ruled that the of the Arbitration and the Conciliation Act 1996 does not apply to the international commercial arbitration seated outside the India. This judgment has significantly reduced the judicial intervention in international arbitration, aligning with the minimal judicial interference principle. So, this ruling limited the Indian court's power in international arbitration, enforcing the foreign entities to use India as a seat of the arbitration. So the case law in Pakistan is Pakistan Telecommunication Corporation Pakistan. The issue in this case is whether a dispute arising out of the state contracts could be referred to the arbitration. So, the decision of the Supreme Court of Pakistan allowed that the dispute arising out of the state contracts to be referred to the arbitration, underlining the importance of arbitration as a method of dispute resolution even in the public contracts. So, this case reflects a shift towards arbitration in public sector dispute, a significant step of the Pakistan arbitration laws. Now I conclude my topic that India has taken bigger step towards aligning with international arbitration standards. But Pakistan is progressing but needs substantial reforms. So arbitration continues to grow in importance in both countries. This is all done from my side. If you have any question relating to this topic, then ask me. Okay, thank you.